Erev Tov. Hello to everyone studying Pirkei Avot with us together. We're up to the first parak of Pirkei Avot, Mishnayot Zayin and Chet today. And we have two really fascinating Mishnayot. The first one discusses the types of influences that we allow to come into our home. Nitai Ha'arbeli teaches, Harchek mishachein ra, stay far away from a bad neighbor. Ve'al titchaber l'rasha, stay even further, don't even come in contact with a wicked person. Ve'al tityaesh min hapuranut. What is this coming to teach us? It's teaching us about how important it is to be aware and careful about the influences that we let into our home. We live in a very open world. Our kids are exposed to so many things on social media and TV and YouTube. And it's very important that we think carefully from an educational standpoint about our kids' exposure. There are really two different models of education. We as Torah-living Jews, we have our own value system of Torah laws and Torah values, and yet we have this outside world. And there are two ways of dealing with this. One we can call vaccination, and the other one is quarantine. Quarantine is essentially to never let your kids be exposed to things. And that is an approach taken more forcefully in the Haredi, Hasidic world. And there are certain merits to this. The kids grow up with a certain purity and innocence and much less of influence from the outside world and perhaps corrupt influences in the outside world. The other option, which tends to be the unorthodox option, is vaccination, is sort of expose our kids to some of these things, but do it in a way that they become stronger as a result of it and know how to deal with it and think about these issues, and that they are not overwhelmed or too drawn in by these influences. But in order to take the vaccination model, which we tend to do in our communities, it really takes a lot of conversations between parents and kids about what we value, what we don't value, what we want to be influenced by, and what we do not want to be influenced by. And so you have to have that conversation with your kids. And it's very important that we also set a model for our kids. The saying, do as I say, but not as I do, doesn't work very well as a parent, because kids follow what we do. And so if we are exposed to things that we don't want them to be exposed to, or we're watching certain movies on Netflix that we don't want them to watch, well, they're gonna model our own behavior. So this is an important lesson from Nitai Ha'arbeli. And in the next Mishnah, Mishnah Chet, Yudah ben Tabai v'Shiba Metchetach, they really speak here about the judicial system. That a judge has to be neutral. He can't assume that any of the litigants are correct until he comes to a judgment. But there's a key phrase here: Al tas atzmecha ka'orchei hadayanim. Don't make yourself into a lawyer. And this is referring to a judge, really. However, the Chida, Rav Chaim Yosef David Azulai, in his commentary on Pirkei Avot, teaches us that we in our own lives, forget about judges, we shouldn't be like lawyers. What does a lawyer do? A lawyer always tries to justify whatever his client did, whether it's wrong or right. It could be the most egregious behavior. This is why he did it. This is why we justify it. We should not justify what we do. We should accept if we make a mistake. If we sinned, we sinned, and do tshuva and accept our guilt instead of trying to justify and rationalize everything. That's also a good lesson for our kids. When our kids see that we are honest, that we are open and transparent, and that we model authentic religiosity, they will want to have some of that too. Wishing you a great night. Kol Tuv.